Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to WatchYouWant.com. Thanks for logging on. Today, we're looking at an IWC Portuguese Yacht Club chronograph, reference 3902-10. This is a large 45mm steel sports watch from the IWC Portuguese collection, albeit with adaptations that make it suited to waterborne competition. Now, this watch differs from the standard Portuguese in a number of respects. First and foremost, it's a chronograph and it's more water resistant. How much more? Well, if the standard Portuguese chronograph is water resistant to 3 atm, this one is water resistant to 6. So whereas the standard Portuguese chronograph is splash only water resistance, this Portuguese Yacht Club chronograph can withstand the occasional fall overboard, let's say. I wouldn't use it for diving, but for anything on or about the water's surface, you're good to go. Now, compared to the standard Portuguese rather than the Portuguese chronograph, of course the chronograph registers are evident, and with the vertical alignment of the chronograph subregister and the constant seconds, you can see that it has a very different aesthetic to it. Now, it's also a very classical aesthetic. While there is a highly technical calibration about it, everything is classically inspired, from the foy hands, which recall the original Portuguese, to the large Arabic numerals, to the high degree of legibility, to the railroad or train track sector around the outside of the numerals. It's got a classic multi-tonal look to it with just enough red on the subregister and the lancet seconds hand to be sporty. And that's what you want in a yacht club regatta themed watch. Traditional, but just a little bit of sports style. Now, this watch uses an in-house IWC 89360 chronograph movement, self-winding, bidirectional. It uses the famed IWC Peloton winding system, which you can see right here. Now, that was Paul-based, invented by IWC watchmaker Albert Peloton in the late 1940s. It's been a signature of the company ever since, and it remains among the best in the industry. So they do things a little bit different than others who've originated winding systems, such as Rolex with their large Teflon-coated reversing wheels, or Jaeger-LeCoultre with their long-running 889 series and the reversing rockers. The Peloton system's very elegant, very efficient, winds very well. Put this watch on every day, you'll never have to rewind it or reset it. And it does have a large 68-hour autonomy, so in terms of power reserve, it's right up there with the best in the business, like the new Breitling in-house chronograph calibers, the Rolex Daytona's 4130 movement, Jaeger-LeCoultre's 750 series. So in terms of power reserve, well above the industry average of about 42 hours. It is a hacking movement, which means that if you want to set it precisely to a reference clock, as you might before the start of yacht competition, regatta matches require precise timing, so you have that hacking seconds feature. What you also have, again, with a view towards regatta competition, where the matches often utilize timed legs in between tacking, you have a flyback chronograph complication. So the ability to reset the chronograph on the fly without having to stop, reset, restart is useful in any kind of sport, but especially one where you may have limited access to your timepiece. As they say, on the water, one hand for yourself, one hand for the ship. And if they're not adjacent, being able to tap that chrono pusher real quick and get the job done, well, it pays. It's also a fun feature and a great conversation piece when operating this watch on land. Now, white metal and a black dial is a powerful combination, and this IWC Portuguese Yacht Club chronograph has that going on. I really like the combination of the black rubber strap with the steel case and the black dial with a little splash of red, and the two-tone black and white rehaut next to the black dial. Very sporty. I mean, this is the look of a sports watch. To me, this is the perfect nautical competition chronograph. With all due respect to Rolex and its Yachtmaster, I think IWC nailed this. Now, in terms of wear on the wrist, it has short, highly curved lugs and beautifully integrated rubber strap that doesn't leave any gap along the case side. So if you're kind of on the bubble for wearing a larger watch, although this is 45.5 millimeters, it wears well on smaller wrists. My wrist is about 6 1/3 inches or about 16 centimeters, and it wears well on me. So definitely give this watch consideration if you're looking at something like a 44mm Panerai, if you've owned a Blancpain 50 Fathoms, if you found that a Rolex sports watch like a six-digit reference Submariner was just a little too small for you, this might actually be a great option. And as an IWC, it has that great Schaffhausen heritage behind it. It's a no-nonsense, tool aesthetic with just enough style to be an upscale luxury product as well as a professional accessory. So that Schaffhausen DNA is well represented. In terms of its role within the IWC catalog, the Yacht Club Chronograph debuted in 2010 as a revival of a popular 1970s reference, and it's evolved over time as the sportsman's Portuguese. Even more than the traditional Portuguese chronograph, this is a contemporary Portuguese sports reference, and actually Joachim Low, the coach of the German World Cup soccer champions, was actually wearing one of these this year. So even away from the water, it just has those sporting associations that make it the obvious choice to fans of competition generally. It's a younger man's Portuguese. I really feel it plays well in the contemporary large sports watch paradigm, and it holds its own seamlessly against the Royal Oak Offshores and the Hublot Big Bangs of the world, while costing considerably less. So, as per the IWC motto, Probus Scafusia, it is a solid, well-built watch made in Schaffhausen, and I think it will appeal to a more contemporary buyer of a sporting predisposition who's looking for something that's unpretentious but cool. And it's available with a complete set from watchyouwant.com. Check out our website. Check out this reference 3902-10 Portuguese Yacht Club Chronograph. I'm confident that when you see it, complete with its entire original factory boxed set and warranty, which is good through early 2015, you'll be convinced that with factory warranty in place until March 2013 and all original accessories, this immaculate Portuguese Yacht Club Chronograph is the watch you want.